What's the solution? Well, as I mentioned, in 2019, people are discovering the solution still, that it really comes down to effective marketing. This is all about websites, online forms, getting the offer right, social media, Facebook, Instagram, right, YouTube even now. And so this can be enough in some cases if all you want to do is get more leads, right? And so by example of that, like, in terms of leads, I just want to show you a quick video here from Beck. She got some amazing results when we first started working with her in terms of just leads in the door. And she did do very well, but I want to explain and clarify on a very important distinguishing factor here. But I'll leave that as a bit of a hook for you. Just quickly check this video out with Beck.
Hi, Beck from CrossFit Quarter Melville here over in WA. I was approached by Matt about a month ago to see if we wanted to do some marketing. And like a lot of you, you've probably get a lot of marketing people emailing you and calling you all the time, so I was a little bit reluctant. I spoke to Matt and he seemed to know his stuff, so I wanted to know a little bit more. And again, my next hesitation was the cost. Obviously, having to pay for marketing was something that I wasn't sure was going to be worth it, but we thought we'd give it a go and see what happened. And we've been working with Matt for about a month now. We turned our campaign on about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. The success has been amazing. So we've had 20 solid leads come in. 19 of those have already booked in or attended a beginner session. 11 of those have actually already attended, with the other 8 yet to come in or booked in for the next couple of weeks. And out of that, we've had 6 already confirmed to book into our foundations course. And I'm pretty sure that we can convert the others as well. So we know our biggest issue is once getting people in the door, because we know once they're in the door, we can convert them into memberships. But Matt has certainly helped with that. Also, the automation of the process has been really helpful, especially for myself with a 6-month-old at home. So that's made it really easy. All the confirmations, the texts, the emails, the process has been really smooth sailing. Automatic payments online has been amazing. So yeah, it's really helped our business so far. Like I said, we're only 3 weeks in and already having that success. So I'm always having to tell Matt to slow down a little bit so we can kind of get all these people through their foundations and hopefully into classes and into membership. So welcome to chat to anyone about it in the future. If they want to give us a buzz, more than happy to have a chat. And yeah, hopefully you guys get on board.
All right, cool. So I said there was a but, right? So the thing is, the issue that we see is that this wouldn't always work, honestly. Like when we would work with fitness clients, people running their businesses, sometimes it would work really well, other times it would work okay. And we really took a deep dive into looking at the processes, not just at our end, but what was happening within the facilities to see why is it that this process works, it doesn't work, what's the difference, right? And so we really came across 3 common mistakes that we find over and over. And these are offers that suck at the front end and the back end. I'll clarify that in a minute. Failure to effectively engage with the leads fast enough. And you'll be surprised how fast that really needs to be. And using the same sales process for an organic lead as you would for a promotion lead, or vice versa as it's written there. And that's something I'm actually going to clarify in depth for you in a minute. So just quickly, when I talk about offers that are, that suck or that are no good, basically on the front end or the back end, the front end of it is whether or not it even gets someone's attention. Are they interested in it? Is it compelling enough to take action on and do something with right now? But the back end of the offer is just as important, because we're all about growing your business. And growing your business is not about getting short-term clients. We want long-term clients. So the offer itself has to be shaped and structured in a way that it logically transitions to whatever your long-term offering is, whether that's a membership, larger class packs, depending on what that is, right? And it's not even just from a business standpoint, it's from the standpoint of getting results for your clients. Because if all we get is people that come in for short periods, then you and I both know they're not going to get the results they're looking for. This second one here about failure to engage fast enough is really be able to engage with people very, very quickly, not only just instantly with people, but also to be able to engage with them very quickly in a 2-way conversation within like 15 minutes of them signing up or expressing interest in your program. And this is something that we've worked really hard on at the end of last year and this year to basically build a whole platform that actually allows fitness professionals to do this without needing to have like 4 different platforms to all get to talk to each other. So now we've got this handled, and this is a very exciting development for us, but also everybody that's doing some work with us this year. And this last point here, this same sales process, that is what I'm going to delve into in depth right here. And so to understand what the difference is between an organic lead and a promotion type lead, What I want to do is explain to you what I refer to as the decision process. You may have come across this in other training before. It's the idea that people basically move from an awareness to a research stage, to a comparison stage, and then finally to a decision stage. But the reality is it's not like people jump from here, 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 and here. Really, it works not like that, but more like this. And it's more like a gradual transition, if you like. And so the main difference is that when we have someone coming through by referral or they're an organic lead, they're usually over this end. And that's what we call like warmer, or even hot leads, where they've almost, you know, in many ways, they've already decided to sign up with your facility even before they talk to you, because they've either they've done their research already, they've moved forward, they've compared it with something else, they've already decided. They're basically just coming in to see that you're not a bunch of weirdos. And as long as you're not a weirdo, you're going to sell them, right? So they're going to sign up and you'll start getting them results. But the reason that a lot of the growth, if you like, lies for a business in beyond the organic growth, if you like, is that there's a very small part of the community who are at this stage. And there's a lot of people down here, because at the awareness stage, these are people that are aware of a particular fitness challenge, or they need to work out more, or they need to get healthier, they have low energy, things like that. But they're not going to be on their own back just getting up and getting in touch with you, right? And so, I mean, some of these people are way down the spectrum, if you like, and they're not even aware yet. And so this is where we do go to that third step and we say, well, look, if we're trying to help our local community, really most of the growth opportunity lies down here, because most of the community are not at this point here, they're over here still. So they're the people we want to, you know, really reach out and engage with. Having said that, what I'm going to show you, you can absolutely grow your business without having to do the paid advertising first. That's just something we're going to get to shortly. And the other analogy I like to give with this is you think about the situation of, if I go back many, many years, go back to the situation of somebody in a bar, you're in a bar or any sort of social circumstance, and you're chatting with someone and you want to ask for their phone number so that you can continue that engagement down the track, right? So I want to give you two different scenarios here as to why this relates to how you sell a gym membership. And so the first scenario, you imagine that so you're meeting someone, but what's happened is that a friend of theirs who knows you as well has introduced the two of you, and now you're chatting. The other friend was there for a bit, then they leave, and now it's just the two of you. And you know the party's wrapping up, you want to catch up with them, you've had a bit of connection, you want to ask their phone number. You'd probably agree, you've probably got a pretty good chance that they're going to give you their number as long as they want to actually see you again, right? Now conversely, if you're at that same setting, imagine that same social environment, whether it's a party, a bar, whatever it is, but you've just met this person and you just walked up and introduced yourself, and then you have that same conversation, you would probably agree that the chances of them actually saying, yes, let's catch up more, are slightly lower, maybe even significantly lower, depending on how that referral, if you like, went in the first example, on actually giving you your phone number. But the thing is, it's not impossible. You have the same amount of time with the person in each situation, and you are definitely able to, you know, get that commitment from them in both ways. But ultimately, what you say in both situations is going to vary. And if you talk as if you know the person and as if you've got friends in common and all this stuff, it just comes across as a little bit creepy and a bit weird, right? And you're actually going to screw it up, okay? So this is why we say when we're talking to someone down here, we need to first go through a process that allows them to get along this decision point to really hear before we can really explain and articulate in a way that makes sense to them exactly what we're about and why, you know, this is probably the right fit. They should not only give us their phone number, but pay for our membership and our services, right? So that's what I'm talking about just there. So how exactly do we do it? What is the process? I said I'd break it down for you right here. It's just here. We have basically a three-tiered approach that we use, and it's basically referrals, a database reactivation, and yes, Facebook ads. So these two on the right or the left, depending on which way you're looking at this, these two here, referrals and database reactivation. These don't require ad spend. This one here does require ad spend. That's basically how it breaks down. All of these work really, really well. And then we plug these into a system where we use true two-way SMS This means a proper platform that you can actually have a conversation with someone back and forth. It's just not marketing spam. And it can be run off a phone app, it can be run off your desktop. It's very easy, so we don't just have a whole bunch of random text messages on our phone, which is a nightmare. We do use email still, not as effective by a long way. And I do want to point out, a lot of people do the database reactivation by email frequently. You know, your Mindbody Onlines, your Whatifies, they help you do it, and that's fantastic. But we really need to transition to two-way SMS if we're going to get results. And we've seen this just crush it when we change from email to supporting it. In fact, really just primarily driving it with two-way SMS. And then the other thing we do is obviously retargeting. If you don't know what that means, it's basically leveraging more advanced marketing tracking, Facebook pixels, Google Analytics, and things like that to make sure we show our messages when we go to paid advertising to people who are already engaging with our content, right? And all this is driven down to get more clients, more memberships to help grow your impact and obviously grow your revenue as well. So the other thing that this is really cool is if we go back to this scenario here about your business location, is this also sort of protects your business because it does allow for growth, but as we saw before, there are other people trying to do the same thing in your industry. And when we get these systems in place, what it helps you do is really sort of secure where you are and actually maybe expand a little bit as well. And so if you like, really almost taking the offensive in the marketplace to really dominate your local area and make sure that you become the true experts, this sort of snowballs because your organic growth keeps growing further and further as well.